I'm Isabel Gustafson, Senior Editor for Club and Resort Chef. I'm here today with Shelby Confer, Executive Chef for Woodmont Country Club. Thanks for joining us today, Chef.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I started in the club industry about 12 years ago. Got a role at the Ocean Reef Club, worked my way up, and I started at Woodmont Country Club about a year ago.
So pretty recent.
Yes.
What's that transition been like?
It has been a huge transition. Ocean Reef Club was more like a resort as well as a private club.
Okay.
And Woodmont is primarily a Jewish club, and it is a full-on country club.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What are some of the biggest differences that you've experienced so far?
The members I currently have are very vocal. There's no shortage of feedback. But ultimately that makes, the role a little bit easier. You always know exactly what they're looking for. And then of course, the superficial things like climate
Right.
is rather different.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit more about the food and beverage program at your club.
So the food and beverage program is ever evolving, just like anywhere else. But the interesting thing that we have, we do a lot of mitzvahs and a lot of weddings, and we'll do banquet parties anywhere from 2 people for a fine dining tasting menu all the way up to about 800 people for a banquet event. And then of course our a la carte dining, lunch, dinner, and then also our pavilion, which is our poolside, grab and go, outdoor cookouts. So a little bit of everything.
Yeah, huge variety.
Yes.
What aspect of it do you like the best?
That's a tough question, but I think I'll default back to why I really started in the industry, and that's a la carte. Just being on the line and the rush, that's probably my favorite.
How would you say that you've impacted the program since you started a year ago?
So I think my main goal, and I hope I've contributed to this, and obviously that there's more to come with it, but it's changing the overall culture. That's really important in any area that you work in, but I think that some might not even know that it's lacking until a fresh set of eyes comes in and just tries to make it the best experience possible.
The culture within the kitchen?
Yes, absolutely.
How do you go about changing that?
So I think it's really learning who you have in your kitchen first, getting to know everyone that you have in the kitchen, what they want out of their job. So often it's what we want out of them, but what they want out of their job and what would make them happier. And just getting to know people. Everyone has a story, so getting to know why, they want to do the things they do and how they do them.
How would you describe your leadership style?
I think the obvious answer is leading by example, but I think really it also falls back to just treating everyone as the individual that they are, and that to treat everyone fairly, it's treating them differently.
What advice might you give to your younger self when you were just getting started?
Don't listen to all the advice that you're given. And I think that might be confusing to some, but I've been told all of the stereotypes about women in the industry, and sometimes you need to take certain things with a grain of salt and just push past the barriers.
What's some bad advice that you've received?
Well, I was going on a recruiting trip, and I was told by a higher up of mine not to hire any females because we're too emotional.
Oh, wow.
So that is something that I would not go by.
Do you remember what you said or what you wish you would have said?
I actually would just, what do you mean by that? And like, well, they're too emotional. I said, I'm not really sure what you mean. Can you elaborate? And then they were left kind of shocked and didn't know what to say.
How do you hope that culture changes in the next few years or farther down the line?
I would love for there to be a time where you don't have to say that you're a female chef. You don't have to differentiate between the two. We're professionals in the industry just like anybody else and should be treated like that.
Anything else that you're excited about? Anything that you're looking forward to down the line?
Just how food will change and evolve, and how we adapt to all of the many things that we're facing right now.
Do you have a culinary philosophy that you think of?
Culinary philosophy, I think, is also, changing all of the time with, what's thrown at us. But if you know the fundamentals, then it's just, elaborating off of that. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Chef.
Thank you.
For more videos like this, visit clubandresortchef.com.